Hi guys, it's Kaylee. I just kind of want to rant tonight because I'll be real honest, I had a terrible day at work. Pulled a muscle in my rib cage or like diaphragm lung area, so I can't really breathe. But I'm gonna get that checked out on Monday. So it's whatever. It's not too bad, but it's still annoying. But I pretty much just like want to rant about how people just kind of need to grow up and act like an adult. I had this lady come into work today, and I'm a cashier at a grocery store, and she came in and wanted to get a discount book that were marked as like 60 to 80% off. I think it was 80% off. But when she bought them, like, she pulled them up to my eyes, but she didn't pay attention to the prices, like the original prices and the markdown prices. And the book was like $2.99, and she expected it to be 80% off of $2.99 when that was the markdown price. Like, the original price was, I think, $6.99, and that's about 80% off if you think about it. And for some reason, she thought she could get away with it being like 80% off of $2.99, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, no one profits off of that. Like, the store, the company, they just don't. And, like, the books were in really decent condition. I mean, they were from Christmas time. So, I mean, like, the worst that they had done was, like, maybe a slight scratch from being out, like barely even visible scratches that you can barely see, that you see all the time on books whenever you go and get them. Like, even Barnes & Noble has books like that, and they're not marked down. Barnes & Noble are expensive. I love them, but they're expensive. But she just came through and she got so mad because I told her, I was like, look, this is the markdown price. And she flipped out on me, and then my sucker, who I'm fond of, like, she's a really cool girl, went to go make sure that the book was at the original, like, that was the markdown price. And she flipped out on my sucker when the sucker came back and said, no, this is the markdown price. And, like, it just makes me wonder, like, are all people really like this? Because I get a lot of people who do this in this grocery store. Like, people don't pay attention to prices and then flip out on me over it. And I just can't take them seriously. Like, if you're going to act like a child and throw a tantrum over a price, you really should evaluate your life. Because I'm 18, and most of these customers are, like, in their late 30s, early 40s, usually, or they just don't speak English, or both, which, I'm not saying, like, if you don't speak English, that's a bad thing, but it makes it difficult for me to try and communicate with you when I'm trying to get your groceries all together, and I don't know what you're saying to me, so, because I only speak English and German. I don't speak Spanish or Chinese or Vietnamese or anything else. Just English and German. And, like, barely Danish because it's somewhat similar to German. So I can pick up on a few words in Danish. But I'm definitely not anywhere near fluent in Danish. So don't talk to me in Danish, please. But I realized, like, society really hounds on teens and people who are, like, late teens, early 20s, like, anywhere from 17 to 21, really, or 22, typically 22. And you're treated as a child, especially if you don't act like a typical adult, like, you don't take care of your bills or anything, like, you just look down upon as a child. And there are, like, 13-year-olds who act like 30-year-olds, and it's kind of, it makes me happy that they're mature, but at the same time, like, if a 13-year-old can act like a mature 30-year-old, why can't a 40-year-old act like a mature 40-year-old? So, I guess, like, my key point is if you want society or anyone else to take you seriously, just don't act like a child, and maybe, like, pay attention to what you're doing. Because, like, it's really frustrating to listen to people, like, yell at me over things they didn't pay attention to. So, I guess just, like, don't act like a child, and society will actually take you seriously for once. I don't know. And I'm sorry, I'm in my PJs, I'm like a hardcore bum tonight, and my computer's being all sorts of janky right now. But yeah, I'm tired, but I'm gonna go to bed. Night, guys. Love y'all. Bye.